Hi there, my name is Ron Yaish with Balanced Financial Life. Thank you for joining us. Today we're doing a segment that is called Ask Ron, where we address questions that we've gotten via phone calls, via emails, via podcasts, blogs, comments that people have, and we try to address those. So today we're doing one which before I get into, I'm not going to go into the actual granular details because I would highly recommend that you seek the advice of a tax professional regarding the details pertaining to you. I'm not giving any tax advice. This is for educational purposes only. But when trying to figure out how much one can contribute towards their Roth IRA, or if they're even eligible for a Roth IRA, which is really the question. What you really need to do is you need to start out by looking at the limits. So for example, for someone who's single, that limit could be $122,000. So if you make $120,000, for example, in the year, let's say it's 2019, then you can contribute the max that is allowed for that year. Now, if you earned $125,000 in 2019, then you would not be able to contribute to your Roth IRA. Now, we're going to put together a separate segment on what happens if you didn't know what you were going to be making and you wind up going over. We'll address that in a separate segment. But right now, it's all about, okay, how do I contribute to my Roth? I'm single. The limit is $122,000. I am married, filing jointly. That would be $193,000. Okay, so if I'm making under that amount that I could contribute towards the Roth, and that would count for, if you're married, for you and your spouse. So you could actually contribute to two Roths. Okay, so this is where things get kind of interesting. And let me just get back to this piece. So the $1 million question that people ask is there a way, if I went, or if I believe I may be going over my limit, is there still a way for me to contribute to the Roth IRA? So, you got to follow the rules. You got to follow the guidelines. So the way it works is as follows. We're going to use the example of somebody who's single with the income limit for that year being $122,000. So the individual earns $122,000, or now they earned $130,000. So now they're over the limit by $8,000. Okay, so you're not eligible for the Roth. But you have to ask a number of questions, okay? Did you contribute, if your company has one, did you contribute to your company's 401k or 403b? Did you contribute? And if the answer was no, again, you got to seek the advice of a tax professional to make sure that this is still what one can do at that point when you're interested in taking action, because this segment's all about education. But you went over, now you're at $130,000. You believe that you're not eligible for the Roth IRA. But if you contribute more than $8,000 into your 401k, that would reduce your taxable income, okay? Thereby making you eligible to participate in the Roth IRA. So if you contributed $10,000 into your 401k, for example, then you would have brought yourself down to $120,000 of what you're going to be responsible to pay taxes on from the government's perspective, and then you'd be allowed to contribute to your Roth IRA. Okay, so but if you made a lot more than that and you already included the amount that you legally were allowed to contribute and able to contribute to your retirement plan, and that was already off the table, but you're still over the limit, so then when it comes to the straight dollar for dollar contribution, that would probably not work out. But again, you got to seek the advice of a tax professional to make sure that they go through the mathematics. There is a whole formula that has to do with AGIs and I don't want to lose you right now. Maybe we'll do, if people express enough interest, maybe we'll do a video kind of explaining step by step on how to do that. Not sure it's going to be so helpful because most people don't put that together on their own, but we will consider that. Okay, so what the takeaway from today's session is that if you did not contribute to your 401k or 403b that you have at work, and you make that contribution, that would impact your limit positively towards being eligible for the Roth IRA. So single 122,000, married filing jointly 193,000. If you contribute to your 401k or 403b, you would give yourself a little more wiggle room if things get a little tight and you get too close to those limits. Thanks so much for joining us today. Again, this is Ron with Balanced Financial Life. This is our segment called Ask Ron. Feel free to leave comments. We'd love to engage. We do our best to get back to everybody in a timely fashion. If you yourself have a question, please go to our website, balancedfinanciallife.com/Ask Ron, and you'll see a place where you can send us your question. If you send us your email, then we can actually send you our response. We do our best to get back to people. Have an amazing day, and thank you for joining us. Bye-bye.